A single job.
Chris is on his way in.
All right, great. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to know where you stand on the statement made by Aldalea that information technology is not core or key to government. In other words, they're going to be privatizing information technology services across the state. They've just completed a report, EPI report, that separated out under the Office of the Governor 7 towers that will be reviewed. It has been stated that those towers, networking, voice, mainframe computing will be going out for what is it called, an RFP, request for purchase, which in states like Georgia, it resulted in 90% of information technology service employees being laid off, and it also has resulted in basically public, me as a citizen of North Carolina, my data no longer being owned by the state. The services are no longer provided by state employees. And it is, Georgia, I think Texas laid off 60% of their employees. Virginia had large outages. I think Texas is in the middle of suing the people who wrote the contract to outsource. But this is coming from the Democratic Party, and it's being driven, from what I understand, from the top, which is Governor Perdue and Aldalea. And I want to know your feelings on this.
I think it's awful, absolutely awful. I think that one of the things that allowed our state to develop at an earlier stage of its economic history were highways, roads, a way of getting products from farm to city, a way of communicating, a way of getting goods and services up and down and back and forth across the state. And I think that infrastructure has been a critical feature of our economic development and our evolution as a state. And what I really believe is that the information highway, high-speed internet access, being ubiquitous, being in every home, being there at either a reasonable cost or no cost is absolutely essential for our society as we move forward. In that regard, we know from some of the hearings we've had through the High-Speed Internet Access in Rural and Urban Areas Committee over the last few years that the telephone companies are no longer seeing themselves as telephone companies. They see themselves as communication companies, as internet companies, as internet-based companies. But the problem is that the finance guys are driving the expansion and the providing of services. And they're driving it based on what individuals are paying. And what you're ending up with, what we are ending up with, is a divide within our state that's based on economics. If you're well enough off to afford full UVerse, then you get fast internet and cable access. If you're well enough off to pay not just for the basic Roadrunner, but the next level up or the next level above that, then you can get really fast services. But if you're not well enough off to do that, it may be that the services are not brought to you at all. And if they are brought to you, then you may be the beneficiary or potential beneficiary of only limited service. Come in the house. And so one of the things that we've seen happen in cities like Wilson is that the communities themselves have taken over providing the community with high-speed internet